What up, y'all? This is Astro Dim here doing the new moon reading for you guys. So the first part of this new moon reading in Virgo is going to be similar, not similar really, but it's going to go to my daily moon horoscope reading. And the second half is going to be an exclusive continuation for my patrons only. If you're interested in being my patron, you can go to patreon.com/astrodim, and it starts off at $2, and with $2 you can see my new moon and full moon readings just by supporting me. $2 a month. And when you supported me on Patreon, you're supporting me to make more videos, of course, but you're also supporting me with, my other stuff, the other endeavors I do. I do personal readings. I do YouTube videos. I do, the daily moon readings and other astro readings, my tarot astro, and my podcast. So a little goes a long way. So yeah, support the kid. See what's popping. See how this one's going to affect you directly, and get a little bit more detail, more input in how it's going to help you, okay? I also have moon readings where I read the new moon and the full moon for you. So if you're interested in seeing how it's going to specifically influence you, go check that reading out, Yeah, I think you'll like it, okay? So let's take a look at this new moon that's happening here and go on from there, okay? So, like I said before, it's a Virgo new moon. It's going to happen September 9th, 2018. And it's 2:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? And the sun and moon is going to meet at 17 degrees Virgo in 0 minutes exactly. Okay, that's huge. So of course it's exactly because we're talking about Virgo here, but it makes the number 17 stronger, and it makes what it reduces to stronger, which is 8. So when I think about 17 degrees, which reduces to 8, when you think about 8 in tarot, it's always someone working really hard, putting the effort in. So kind of putting this all together, we're working for change. That's what I'm seeing. Making the details and plans and put them all together and working for a better life or change in general. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how I'm seeing this new moon. So what exactly is a new moon? A new moon is basically when the sun and moon meet up in the same exact degree. Now, the interesting thing about new moons is that, the energy is so strong. The energy is so strong that it lasts about a week. So the prime time to do any new moon rituals, or kind of the prime time that you feel the new moon energy the most, is the day in which it meets together, like the sun and the moon meets together 12 hours before and 12 hours after that time, right? But then 3 days before and 3 days after the new moon is very, very powerful too. So for you to do new moon rituals, it's best to start September 6th, and it gets the strongest on September 9th. And the last possible day is September 12th, end of day, okay? Just to make sure y'all are aware of that in general. Now, what did this new moon mean exactly? Virgo is all about routine. Virgo is all about, daily task, anything you do in a frequency. So it can include your just daily duties of going grocery shopping every week, going to the post office every 2 weeks, stuff like that. But it could also represent your work environment, because you go to your work like 5 days a week. It's a routine. Anything that you do, the routine. It could be even your vacations. Anything that you do is in a routine, anything that's a part of your daily life. And so what this moon is saying is, depending on where Virgo is in your chart, you're going to have a new beginning connected to your daily routine life, okay? This could be a new job. This could be a new lover. It could be anything. You know what I mean? But the energies are just making it available. The thing that's interesting about this new moon too is just in general, the new moon is, the sun and moon meeting together. So it means that whatever we're feeling deep down inside, we're actually reacting to it. We actually identify with it. So whatever we feel deep inside, we're making a change about it. That's what I meant when I said working for change. So you're willing to work through the details, work through the specifics, make a process, make a plan, make a procedure, and follow the routine to make this new change in your life. Now, again, it depends on where Virgo is on your chart, where this new beginning is going to happen. But the thing is, it's like this new beginning is not just going to pop up. You're going to work for it. Or it might be something that you've been working on and it's finally going to come together. Or you may even have a eureka moment on how to make this pop, or how to make this happen, which is really dope. I'm really, really excited about this. Finally, all the new work that we've been focusing on is really coming up, and especially with that Pisces full moon happening, it's kind of coming together of doing all this hard work and finally getting something out of it, getting that change that we want out of it. Okay, so it's really dope. I'm really excited about it. So the interesting thing is that this new moon is conjuncting two fixed stars. The first one is Mizar. I might be incorrect with this, but I just wanted to give a couple of points here. In Hindu communities, priests conducting wedding ceremonies will point out to Mizar, which is called Vasistha and Alcor, as a symbol to the closeness of the marriage. The marriage will bring the couple. So it definitely is connected to marriage. So the new beginning that you have, especially if this is in your 7th or your 8th house, could bring in marriage, a new relationship that will lead to marriage or something like that. Especially if it's in the 4th house too. Or it could bring a situation in which you get closer to the people in your home, which could be a husband or wife. And it could also, in the 5th house, just be a new romance that you truly learn from and enjoy. Alcor in Japanese mythology is known as the lifespan star. And if someone couldn't see it, that means that they would die by year's end. Now, of course... that's not the case now because actually Alcor is very bright and most people can see it. It actually has grown as the years pass. But this kind of reminds me that, Virgo is represented by health. So you could have this new beginning in your health. You could have a new beginning with how you are routinely dealing with your health and how you are becoming more healthy, getting a new diet, getting a new lifestyle. Especially the people who are Leo and Aquarius risings, right? We've had a lot of, eclipses in our 1st house, Cancer risings too. And so that means that we do have to take care of our appearance and our physical personality, but also our physical body, how we look. And so, having an eclipse there or your 6th house could definitely be telling you, like, all right, go ahead, work on your body and your health to make sure you are right. Persian, the Persian community back in the day, about the 13th century, people would test their eyesight by Mizar, which is dope. So definitely connected with just your eyes in general and the health of that. So just, something to consider. I feel like health is really, really important. And back in those days, how far you can see can really talk about your health, especially how we didn't have a lot of the health advances as we do now. So kind of make this new beginning, not only with your routine and daily life, but with your health and how you take care of yourself in general, even if it's just you working out more. Focus on that. Okay? Mizar does have a very dark side too, where, a lot of people say it's connected to fires of catastrophic extent and mass calamities. That is also connected to, supposed to represent or kind of give you a prediction of death by a loved one. But strangely enough, it's connected to artistic people too, which is interesting. Mozart actually had his rising sign in this exact degree, which is really, really interesting. But regardless, though, this doesn't necessarily mean that, these things can happen or will happen. But it does mean that maybe fire has a significance within you cleansing and having this new beginning, you burning out the old and bringing in the new. It doesn't have to necessarily mean physical death, but it could definitely mean an emotional death, a spiritual death, or you becoming a new person, and living your life as this new, stronger, happier, generally better person, The really funny thing is that, this moon, of course, in the sun, but this moon is going to be conjunct Mizar, and both the Jameson twins, which are the psychic twins, and medieval astrologer William Lilly have their moon conjunct here. So we may be a little bit more focused on our psychic abilities, our intuition, and the divination and occult arts in general. So we might have a new beginning with that too. Interesting, right? The next, fixed star that this new moon is conjuncting is Asterion, which can signify great respect given to the individual for services well given. So, for someone like me, I can have a new beginning with reviews, my business, or anyone that does consulting, sales, any type of work. You do a good job, you're actually going to get the recognition, which is awesome. It's also known that people born with any planets conjuncting this are faithful, keen, clever, and fond of speculation. Very reminiscent to Virgo. Virgos are known, for being smart and very detailed oriented in general because, Mercury is their planet. So Asterion doesn't have much to speak about, Asterion doesn't have much connections that I can talk about directly. But what I can say is that, it has a smaller orb. You have to, most fixed stars, they give you a 2-degree orb. This only has a 1 degree and 30-minute orb. So with that, if we look at the moon, the Jameson twins still have this conjunct their moon, and John F. Kennedy does too. And John F. Kennedy is known for being very, very, very intelligent. So it's just really, really interesting, detail orientedness and that jazz is really, really important under this moon. It seems like it has a little bit of the essence of a Mercury decant. You get what I'm saying? But I didn't talk about the decans. I think I didn't. But if I didn't, I'm just going to repeat the decans of this moon, because I think I skipped on that. So this new moon is going to be 17 degrees Virgo. That makes it a Saturnian decant. And so this is actually a really dope decant that's often slept on because where you definitely have the idea of planning, organizing, getting our everyday life together, but we have a goal in mind to build our career, to build our status, to build our reputation. And we're not just doing these things meaninglessly, to do them just to do them, to make us feel relaxed. There's a big goal in mind to build ourselves up, to make us stronger, make us better somehow, which is really dope. It's not, like if it was a Mercury decan, we're kind of just doing it just to make us feel better, being detail oriented and fixing our day life just to make us feel comfortable. Okay. If it's in a Venusian decan, we may be doing it for simple, like aesthetic reasons, or to make someone else in a relationship feel better, or to build our self-confidence and make ourselves seem like we're worthy. But here we're trying to act, we have a goal in mind. We're trying to build off of that, which is really, really dope. Okay. So with all that being said, I'm going to end this here for free. And what I'm going to do for the other folks is my Patreons, I'm going to go through the different aspects. And I'm going to talk about what this new moon will mean from whatever house it's in, for all the 12 houses. Just general. Of course, I don't want to give away too much because I do have new moon readings in general, but we're going to get into that. Okay. So if you want to listen to the good stuff, go ahead, follow me on Patreon. It starts with $2 a month. But honestly, you can give more. The more you give, the more I do. You can check it out, okay? But all right, loves. For the folks who are not going, or not Patreons, so long. And for the folks who are Patreons, patrons, let's continue. So,